we'll go this way. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first Facebook Live of 2023. I'll give you guys a few seconds to see that we are on, and I will make sure that we are, in fact, on. Oh, I have to switch my profiles. And I'm excited to show you what I have today. There we go. Let me put the volume off so I don't echo. Perfect. All right. Awesome. So people on. Great. Be sure to say hello. Let me know who's here. If this is your first time, let me know. I am Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty. Hi, Nancy. Awesome. Great. Oh, darn it. My thing keeps freezing. There we go. I'll just leave it there. I just want to be able to see the live comments because I'm going to flip my phone down and then I can't see them on my phone. But I'm working on that. So Happy New Year to everyone. Sorry if my mix-ups yesterday caused you any confusion. I don't know what day. I'm mixed up on the day and the date. I keep thinking today is the 5th, but it is not. Tomorrow is the 5th. Happy New Year, Pam. Thanks for joining. So anyways, I sent out an email this morning that I should not have. Save it for tomorrow. And I took all the posts down and everything. I guess I got it just a little bit excited. So anyways, mistakes happen. Great. Kim's here. Hi, Kim. Mary Lou. I'm not getting sound. You have everything else on. Oh, I hope it's working. Does everyone else have sound? Let me know. I don't know how to fix that. Happy New Year, Debbie. Great. Oh, I love having people on here. So I'm excited to show you a new Sale-a-bration stamp set today. Oh, I don't even have catalogs up here, but I can only show you front covers. Okay, Kim has sound. All right, great. Mary Lou, maybe stop and start again. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera down so you can see what I have to show you. Give me a second here to get adjusted. And there we go. Perfect. Okay. Alright, I'm going to turn my light down so you can see a little bit better. It hopefully looks good. I have a shadow on what I can see, but I think that's just my phone. Alright, so I actually had showed this card before the holidays, because I think on the last live, because I made a little gift set, a little card gift set. So this was one of them. And so it's from this Beautifully Happy stamp set. And Sale-a-bration starts tomorrow, and so you can earn this for free. This particular one is for a $100 order will earn you this stamp set for free. So let me backtrack a little bit and tell you what Sale-a-bration is. It's a sale that's happened for as long as I've been a demonstrator, because I signed up during Sale-a-bration 16 years ago. And so it's always happens in the winter, January, February. They used to do it March. Now it's just January, February. And for every $50 you order, you earn free products from this special Sale-a-bration catalog that I did not bring up. And so there's stamp sets and there's papers in this time. Past years have had other products, but this year it's a whole bunch of papers, like I think even 4 sets of papers and a bunch of stamp sets. So this happens to be one of them. Most of the things you can earn are free with a $50 order. And there's a couple that have to be a $100 order. And this particular stamp set is one of those, but it's totally worth it. So I think these are hollyhocks. Let me know if you think they're a different flower. And sometimes with flowers, you have a little interpretation, but I think they're hollyhocks. And so I had made this card. This was part of the gift set. And so I used my Stamparatus, which I'm going to show you. And it works beautifully, especially for multiple stamping, which is what I did with these ones. So I'm just going to show you, I went a little crazy, as I tend to do. And you'll see they're all similar. So I'm actually going to make this card. It's, pretty similar. It's just this is a smaller note card and envelope size. And the paper I'm using for all of these cards, I'll show you, but it's from the new Delicate Desert Designer Series paper. So this one I actually stamped on vellum. So pretty similar, but yet a different look. And this one I stamped on the designer, actually stamped on this designer series paper. So you don't always have to stamp on white. And then I used a different paper from that pack. I kind of like the look of it. Actually, I like the look of all of them. Again, all pretty similar, but different. This shows more on the soft succulent paper. And I'm going to show you a trick on how I made this rectangle smaller. I'm just making sure I have the die up here. It's a little trick. And then these are two other, oh, and this one I'll show you, I did it without the stem, and it's kind of a funky look. So anyways, these are all similar, but different, all made with the same stamp set. And then on this one, I didn't stamp on the inside of any of the others yet, but I just did a smaller flower. All right, so let's get going. I'm going to leave this one out because that one is the one we're going to make. All right. Hi, Gwen. We have some more people joining. Thanks for joining. All right. And Debbie's back. Excellent. All righty. So this is a Stamparatus. And I've used it before on lives. I haven't used it in a while. And it comes with two magnets. So there's actually little placeholders for the magnets. And they, as you can see, they're super strong. So if you have, or if your husband or your spouse has a, what are those things called with your heart? You might want to check to make sure that you're okay to be around magnets. But you can kind of see how strong they are. So the Stamparatus comes with this platform. Comes with two clear plates, and just looking because I actually there's one thing I didn't bring up. I have it over here. And a foam pad. So this is what comes with the Stamparatus. It's $49, and you get all of these pieces, and it's totally worth it. And you get two magnets. You have to make sure that the magnets, you don't want them coming together, because they'll come together quick and sometimes they'll snap in half. But you can buy replacements, speaking from experience. All right, and the cool thing, so they also call this like a stamp positioner tool, and other companies have different versions. I was actually part of the research team who designed this one, which was kind of fun. And I know other companies have them in, like there's a Misty, and I think Tim Holtz has one. I've only used this one, and so what's different about this one are these hinge kind of spots. So you put your plates in, and you'll see, I'm going to use both sides of my plates to turn around. But the cool thing is you can actually hinge down. So I'm not doing it today, but if you wanted like stripes of either words or something, you can put your stamp here, stamp it, and move it down. It's kind of cool. So that's a unique feature of this particular, the Stamparatus. So you get the foam pad because remember there's two types of stamps. These are the photopolymer, and then these are like really skinny or thin, whereas the red rubber, which I don't have any up here, have like the red rubber plus another foam backing. So if you're going to use the red rubber ones, then don't use the pad, just use this. If you're going to use the photopolymer, you're going to put this down and use it, and it just gives it a little bit of thickness on here when you press it down. Hopefully that makes sense when I use it. Or you can buy a supplement one with grid paper. So the one that comes with it is just plain. They also sell one that looks like this with the grid paper. And I'm going to use that, and I'll show you why, but they both work the same. As you may probably noticed, I used washi tape, and this has been on here for a long time. I put it both on the platform and I put it on my grid foam because I'm going to, as I do it, I'm going to put I always put the paper in this corner. Now it doesn't matter where you stamp. You can stamp anywhere on here. So if I wanted my grid to say here and always put my paper up here. That's just kind of where I put it. So I always know, especially when you do multiple stamping, I always put the paper in the same spot. So that will make sense in a minute. All right. So the colors I'm using, I think you can see them. Yeah. Evening Evergreen, Pale Papaya, Calypso Coral, and Mint Macaron. I just thought they looked pretty together, so that's why I picked them. And I already pre-cut something. So I already cut my, this is the one we're making. I already cut my paper. I used the deckled rectangles, which were new in the annual catalog, and I've been using them a lot lately. They're kind of fun. So they're cascading rectangles. So I pre-cut it just for the sake of partly the video, but doesn't matter if I stamped it first and then cut it out, or cut it out and then stamped it. So that's what I decided to do. Okay. And so, like I said, I'm going to put my paper right in here because you'll see when I do two, it will make more sense. I'm going to put the magnets on my paper just to hold them in place. And then my stamp, I'm going to start with this one, kind of the stem. And this is where it becomes like the stamp positioner tool. So I am just going to position my stamp where I want it. If I wanted it on the side, I could do that, but I actually just want it to go up and down. That's where I want it. So I'm going to press that down. So I found when you first do this, the stamp will stick to the paper, and so it might move the paper. So if I just lift it up a little bit, you can almost hear it. It separates from the paper and it lifts up. You'll see that more when I ink it. But again, that's why I have this, because if it moved, so at least it's already in the position I want it to go. And so I know that that's where my paper, that's where it's lined up to be. All right, I'm going to use it doesn't matter actually if for my black, I'm just using Memento. It doesn't matter for this particular card if I use the Stays On or the Memento. I also find so when this is closed on the table, this lands on the table, so you have this angle. So I find if I put a stamp case underneath it, it's perfectly level. It makes it easier to ink on. I'm not using this one now just because I have to take the stamps out of it, but this is just a clear case. So I'm going to ink my stamp, and then I'm just going to close it and press. So kind of like the plates are in place of a clear block. So this is where I'm just going to lift it up a little bit till it separates, and then I can lift it up. If I didn't get a good stamping, I can re-ink it again and press it down again. Excuse me. And so that's what's kind of cool too, because sometimes we don't always get a good ink or good coverage. All right, so now I'm going to place my second stamp. So these are the stamps. So the leaves are actually 4 leaves in one, and they line up with the leaves there. And so this is what's also great about the Stamparatus. So I line them up so that should be exactly where I want them to go. So I'm going to take this and flip it to the other side, because you get 2 sides to the plate, and close it on there. Just going to lift it carefully. It always just sticks that first time. And then I'm going to use my, hi Karen, thanks for joining. Yeah, the Stamparatus is awesome. It's like so many things you can do. This is Evening Evergreen. So I'm going to ink it. I'm actually going to intentionally, I got a little ink on the plate intentionally, and usually it's by mistake. And I just want to show you, it's not going to transfer to the paper. I'm going to press on my leaf, and I know I'm going to get little residue ink on my fingers. I lift up. it's stamped perfectly in there because that's where I told the stamp to go, because I positioned it that way. So now I'm going to take my other plate, put it on there, because I'm going to use 2 plates at once. And I'm going to position the next one. So I'm going to put in the flower. You see that I've used it, it's stained. So I think that's, the staining actually sometimes helps you know where the edges are. Okay, so that's where I want it to go. So I'm going to lift it up carefully. And now I'm going to ink it. I'm using Calypso Coral. Push that down. Oh, I got a good ink. Now if I wanted it darker, I can ink it again. And that's what's great. Sometimes, like if you want a good outline or something, that you just keep doing it. So I inked it again. So I have one more place, one more stamp that's going to go there. And that is this piece. And this one I'm going to do mint macaron. So I flip that over, attach that. And then I'm going to do another pad just to show you how easy it is once they're all in position. And so there you go. And so the only thing this one doesn't come with is a stem. So you could leave it blank, or I happen to have I'm using Soft Succulent Stampin' Right marker. So I'm just giving it a little. And then it's funny, the little middle, I could actually use, I just put it on a block. There is one for the block. You can put a gem like I did on some of mine, or I just put the little circle on a block. But it really, wait till you see, because it really, this tiny little thing really just finishes off the flower. And it just, because it gets rid of the white on the inside. All right, so that's kind of how that works. But let me just show you the multiple stamping. This is the beauty of the Stamparatus. I'm new to the Stamparatus. Great. Oh, I'm glad. Excellent. Excellent. We have some more people in here. Smart to flip the plates from multiple. Yes. And that way you can also, if you had this particular stamp like has like the 4 leaves together, but if you had different leaves together, you can place different stamps down and then close the plate and then stamp them. So you can stamp multiple stamps at once, which is kind of cool. All right, so I know, just because we just did this, all my stamps are exactly where I want them to be. So it doesn't matter what order we do them. So watch. I'm going to do this one first. And then I'll flip this over. And then I'm going to do this one. And this is where I got that idea for doing the one without the stem. And then I'm going to do my leaves. So look, I just think that's really pretty. And so so then I made a card that way without even the stem. So kind of a little bit extra versatility. Then you flip it over, and then I'll do now the outline of the flowers and the leaves. And there you go, presto. So if I want to do another one, you put in another one. So it's quick stamping. And look, that's only because I stamped without cleaning in between. So I'll just use my chamois. But the chamois is great also for the Stamparatus because you just wipe it clean, get that green off. I also sometimes will just run them out. I'll leave the stamps attached and run them under water in the kitchen sink. But if I wanted to go away, I could take these off, leave the stamps attached, because I know that that's where I always put my paper, and then I could put them back on and stamp again. I'm just going to finish off the stem. Oh, and we'll finish off that middle too. So there's other things you can do with Stamparatus too, but this is just one of the cool things. All right, so let's put together our card. And then I'll show you the tip on making this rectangle smaller. All right, so I'm using Calypso Coral as my card base just because it matches. I'll make more of these cards with other colors. For now, I just kind of stuck to the colors. This is from that Delicate, I actually have it here. It's the new paper. It's Delicate Desert. And it really is pretty. It's kind of subtle. So this, you can even put a little plug in for the paper share. This paper is included in the paper share. So you get, yeah, I think I repeated the patterns. But it's really pretty. I'm not usually a subtle colored person, but I like this. All right. So I'll just put this together quick. Oh, good. I'm actually making a mistake I did when I made this one, but I meant to make it on purpose and I didn't. But let me show you what I'm talking about. When I put this again, this was the first card I did. And I knew I wanted to use the linen thread, and I realized I glued my paper to the cardstock, and then I wasn't able to like wrap it around. So here's a trick. You can use your, if you have the take your pick tool, the paper piercer, or you might have a piercer or something else. And this is just an old foam pad. I'm just going to punch a hole. So I open it up, and along the fold here, I'm just going to punch a hole. So a hole right there. And then I'm going to, well, actually, I'm going to put this on here first, and then I will put the linen thread. I'm going to use dimensionals just to raise it up. Hi, Susan, better late than never. Missed how you got the pretty edge on the paper. Oh, it was really hard. I'll show you one sec. I'm just kidding. It did it for me. It's Deckled Rectangles, one of the dies in the annual catalog, and it's new to me and I've been using it a lot. I really like it. And so I'm going to turn that on the diagonal. So now I'm going to take my linen thread, which you guys know is one of my favorite things. Put it through the hole, hopefully. You need to make the hole wider. You can make the hole wider. I actually like it when the ribbon or the twine wraps around so you can see it on the inside. Gives a little something to look at. So now, my fingers work, I can tie a knot and then a bow. And scissors. And then you can still slide it. So if you wanted your bow, in the middle, or if you wanted the edge, you can slide it. So it just wraps around on the inside. All right, so let me show you this trick. Let me actually close my ink pads because I fear, thank you, Karen. I thought it was clever. That was truly by accident discovery. You can use a hole punch too if you have a thicker ribbon. That works as well. All right, so I need to bring my, actually first I'm going to stamp. So let's see. This has, I really like the sayings in this stamp set. I like all of them. I'm going to do for a feeling better kind of day. I think that's kind of nice for get well-ish. And Here we go. I'm gonna take the, oh shoot, I did this last time too. I forgot. So this stamp set has these little dot spots. I'm going to, just for a little, let's see if I can do this. Put a little bit just on the corners. I did it for some of the cards and not all of them. And then I'm going to use the block. Oh, and the other thing, darn, I'm forgetting everything. This set has a bee, which I didn't realize at first is a tiny little bumblebee. So I put it on here, which I thought balanced actually that pretty nicely. Don't know if I put it on any others. So let me see if I can do this while my card's already together. Not perfect because of the dimensional, but it's okay. And then I will have to color it in later because I don't have color. So I'll just give it a little color. All right. But it's kind of nice that there's a bee there. Okay, so this is what I wanted to do. We're going to do, I use evergreen. I actually have to, it's getting light. I've been using it a lot and I need to re-ink it, but it was fine for there. All right, so now I'm going to bring my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here. So, you can see it is well loved. It's all scratched up. So the, this is the smallest one of actually that deckled rectangles. And so it fits. Let me move this so you can see better. It's fine, but it's, you know, there's some space. So what I'm going to do is slide it over and cut it close to the edge. Now, you know, sometimes when you're cutting your, especially like the straight edges, like rectangles and squares, and if you had the edge go straight and it makes that big bump, if you just turn it a little bit on the diagonal, it doesn't do that. See, it's smooth because it has, it's like a road, like a speed bump kind of thing. All right. So now what I'm going to do, and this work is great. You can do this with other rectangles, but it works great with this deckled ones because it's so like a jagged edge. It's okay if you don't line it up perfectly because it has a jagged edge anyway. So now I'm going to put it this way and try my best to line up the edges here. Again, they're jagged, so it's not perfect. If it was straight, it would actually fit in there pretty good. And if I wanted to, I brought, this is in lieu of washi tape. It's Stampin' Up! Masking paper, but you can kind of use it as washi tape to hold it down. It comes in sheets, I just cut it. My computer keeps going black. All right, so now, gently take that off. It cuts this part off so it makes my rectangle fit my words better. So that's a little tip. All right, so now we'll put this on the card. I'm gonna slide the bow over a little bit more. And I'm gonna use dimension, actually I have mini ones. So what I'm gonna do is put a couple on the top and a couple along the bottom, and so my twine will kind of run in that channel. Sometimes if the dimensionals go actually on top of the ribbon or twine, it doesn't actually get a good hold. There we go. And then if you wanted more, and add some little gems. So let's see, that's what I did on this one. That was before I had the bee there, so we might not need quite as many. I just had it. There it is, it rolled away. Let's see. I'll put a little one there. Everyone needs a little sparkle when you're not feeling well, right? These has 3 different sizes. Okay, so I'll just do that many. And this one I actually put one on the inside, right on the flower. So there you go. So let me clean up my little workspace here, and I will bring back all of the cards for you to see if you missed them on the first go around. All right. So those two, I'll just kind of put it together because we just made those. So you can do it with the vellum. You can do it with all other colors. This is all the designer paper is all from that same paper pack, the Delicate Desert, Delicate Desert, that comes out tomorrow. And then the stamp set, like I said, is free. This particular one is free with a $100 order starting tomorrow. But there's lots of other really cool stuff in the Sale-a-bration catalog. So I'm going to actually show you a couple more things, but I just wanted you to see those. And I'll clean them up in 1 second. Thanks. I'm glad you guys like the tips. I try to show you something different. A lot of times they're through my mistakes, and then I like to share them so that you can learn from them. I have, let's see, tomorrow. I'm so mixed up on dates. Today, let's start there. I wrote it down and I lost my piece of paper. Today is the last day for the paper share. So if you're interested in getting the paper share, there is a link, but I can tell you what it is. It's mailsomethingpretty.com/share, and it brings you right to the sign up page. You can get a paper share or a ribbon share or both. But today's the last day to order that. And then tomorrow is the last day to sign up for club. So this is what I want to show you. I never show club projects ahead of time, but I thought this would be helpful to give you an idea of what we actually do in club. So I have a creative stamp club, and it runs for 6 months out of a year at a time. I know some demonstrators do theirs for a year. I purposely do mine for 6 months because sometimes people want to take a break. I have a few snowbirds who go away in the wintertime, so that they don't do club in the wintertime. So 6 months gives you less of a commitment, but it also lets new people join in sooner rather than waiting a whole year. And so I know a few of you are watching our part of club, so you're going to see what we're going to make. We always do 3 projects. And so if you come in person, you'll make them in person. If you live far away, and I have several people who live far away, I send you the supplies and you make them at home following videos. Sometimes you might have to use your own stamps because I'm not supposed to send stamped items away, but I try to come up with projects sometimes that are versatile and that you don't need them. I try to do sometimes either techniques or kind of fun folds. And then as a club member, you purchase $30 of products each month for the 6 months. One of those months you are the hostess or the host. And so you get whatever the Stampin' Rewards are. And that can range depending on the months or who orders from your section, anywhere from like $20 to like $45. That's usually the range of free products when you're the host. Get catalogs and all that stuff. So I thought I would show you what we're going to make. So we usually do like 2 cards in a 3D item. Unless they're like intricate folds, maybe we'll do 3 cards. So this is, because of Valentine's Day, the 3D item. And so it's a little Tootsie Pop holder. And I try to do it so it wasn't too feminine, in case you want to give it to like a grandson or a son or neighbor or something. So these are actually new stamp sets. So these I can show you. The Adorable Owls is a Sale-a-bration stamp set, and it is super cute. So when I first saw it, I thought of the owl from the Tootsie Pop commercials from when I was a little girl. And so that's how I came up with the little Tootsie Pop holder. So that is the 3D item. And then I thought we would do a Valentine's card. Although there's many choices. It doesn't have to be a Valentine's card, and that was intentional in case you want it to be a birthday, or something else. And so we're going to use the, this is the framed florets bundle that was offered early 2 months ago. And so isn't that pretty? So I'm going to show you there's some sponging involved, a different sponging, and put together. So that is a card. And the second card is, I just have two versions, a sweet little birthday card. And so you can either leave it in the square or you can cut out the cat. And then it's a fun little fold. Someone had actually sent me this fold as a Christmas card, and I really liked it, so I copied it. And so that is from a new stamp set as well, which is kind of fun. So those are the club projects for January. Like I said, I don't usually show ahead of time what they are, but I thought that would help you decide if club would be for you. Alrighty. Yes, Nancy, I know you joined club. I'm excited with Mary Lou. Very excited. All right. So if you are interested in joining club or have questions about club, send me an email or a text and I can answer them, or let me know that you're interested because I'm going to send out club information to those who already signed up either today, tomorrow, and then tomorrow's the deadline anyway. So I'll get everyone situated in how to order and what to do and all that stuff. Okay. I think that's all I had for you. Like I said, I've been so mixed up these last 2 days. There could be something else, but I don't know what it is. Tomorrow starts Sale-a-bration. So you get, like I was saying earlier, you get some free products. There's a incredible join offer, which I will send that information out again, but it's like crazy, insane of all the stuff you can get. And yeah, it's Sale-a-bration and the new catalog start tomorrow. Okay, so, oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. I'm glad you learn from my videos. Awesome. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. Thank you very much. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining, whether you're watching live right now or if you're catching the replay. I really appreciate it. And as always, I love your suggestions. If you want to learn how to do something or show something, let me know. Because sometimes I'm just trying to think of ideas for you. All right, have a great week. And I will see you next Wednesday. And actually, hopefully, I'll have some fun things to show you, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to leave that for a surprise for next week. All right, I will see you guys next week. Bye. Thanks.